Hey, Bobby Buck Promotions.
Yeah, y'all. It's a new day, y'all. Yeah. We got some business to take care of. Lots of business. But people are dying every day, shedding tears every way. Oh my God, I feel their pain. Oh my God, who's to blame? We need another day. See the light, a new way. Stop this fight. Peace in the hood is on its way. Peace in the hood is here to stay. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is here to stay. Cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way. It's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is here to stay. We gotta stop this violence. We gotta keep this peace. We gotta come together and do what's right, y'all. I put in. Well, I want to welcome everybody to the show. I thought this would be a very good topic to discuss because we had just came off our last podcast talking about a black political party, and we've been talking about writing proposals. But the real reason I wanted to talk about this was all the pushback that Q got. I haven't heard too much from P. Diddy, but all the pushback that Q got from trying to do something. But before I do that, I want to try to share this with you if I can.
Believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. This man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up. Me and you've been talking for a minute about, chopping it up and some real talk, you know what I'm saying, where it's not for the whole social media effect. Like when I look at the videos of Malcolm, Martin, Stokely, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could have seen a black man conversation. I couldn't have talked to nobody about what we want to talk about but you. You know what I'm saying? That's a testament to your journalism. Man, you're an inspiration to me, bro.
I want to see where you at. You sparked a crazy conversation when you told everybody to hold their vote.
Yeah.
I want to see where you at with it.
Mm-hmm. So a couple of months I told everybody hold their vote hostage. A lot of things have gone on since then. None of us expected. I think this president has done a great job of rattling America. When you move in fear, you don't have any leverage. The way I felt before is the way I still feel. Things have got too serious of a point. Seeing what's going on, white men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people.
Explain.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war. If people in America want a race war, they'll not vote. I'm an independent, first of all. When I vote, I try to do what's best for my community.
Let's be clear on that. You're not standing behind your decision to hold your vote anymore. You want people to go out there and vote.
It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. Mm-hmm. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, mm-hmm. that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own Black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party.
So I think that there's much more to it. I think people need to watch it for themselves. You know, because there's definitely so many similarities of what we've been talking about. And I had an opportunity to look at Obama's speech today. And one of the things that one of the commentators said it was a blistering speech. To me, it was a bunch of ifs. It was a whole lot of ifs. If we go out and vote, he talked about the fact that during his election was the largest turnout. 60% of the people came out and voted. But he also pointed out that 40% didn't vote. So it was if 100% of Americans came out to vote. That's another if. He talked about the decency of America. Okay. Another thing he pointed out was that the system is designed to move slow. And so, and we got to look back. I don't know how many people you know your grandmother. I don't know how many people out here know their great-grandmother. And how many people know their great-great-great-grandmother. So we're talking about already 200 years that went by. And he's talking about this, the system is designed to move slow. And that maybe some generations, which is 100 years, but people don't know what a generation is, 100 years, we might get somewhere. He pointed out the other fact was that 800,000, like I said, Black people did not vote in the last election. And he pointed out the fact that our vote, how it can be manipulated and used on a local level, you know, to elect mayors and so forth and so on. And most of the mayors I see in the United States, they inherited an old, tore down, broke up city. I'm the mayor now. The city's all tore up and broke up. You know what I mean? So now we got a Black mayor. So what? He don't even control the police department. He or she. So, other thing I wanted to point out was that right now, Clebo, I'm gonna let you get to you. He showed us some documents that he's getting through the mail. We already heard today that the FBI say that the Iranians and the Russians are interfering in the election, sending out mails to Democrats and stuff like that. But the fact remains, you talk about the Russians, they ain't show no proof of nothing. But you ain't saying nothing about the right-wing racist KKK people who's talking about doing something at the polls and stuff, okay? So I wanted to deal with that with the Black Party first, put that on the line, but I also did want to deal with the Black contract with America. Because I don't know how many people read it. Only thing I be hearing about the criticism is, Cuba's with Trump, which is a lie.
You know, you talk about past not like, Cuba's with Trump. Oh, Cuba gonna lose his credibility. He ain't really using no credibility because most of y'all that's talking all that old stuff wasn't about nothing no way. And everybody that I heard say something negative about what Cube did, I don't know not one of them that got a proposal. I don't know not one of them that even wrote a proposal. And with that, I'm opening up the floor. Reverend Shaw.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. And I really love this forum, and we're talking some real issues. The thing is we're facing in this country, part of it is because of the television and the programming that it's doing. When we go on the news, everything we hear is one-sided. If we look at if Trump was Obama, we'd be still burning. You know, talk show hosts cutting them off, and we know how Trump is. Everybody know that. They know that when look, they use Trump to draw the doggone audience. They know how he's gonna act and stuff. But the thing is this: we cannot be part of group think. We have to think as individuals. When you see Ice Cube get attacked by black folk for talking to the man, that means they have boxed us in to a little small circle that we must think the way the media is telling us to do, the way the Democratic Party is telling us to do. This is the way we think. And if we dare venture out as free people, then we will get attacked by our own people. It's like if the modern day Harriet Tubman, we were double crossing them because we talk being free, but the moment somebody steps out as free, we can't have it. We're the only group of people that went 90% Democrat. And while we were 90% Democrat, everybody else who had voted, Hispanic, 30% of them voted for Trump, and I think the Asians was about the same. Everybody else was cutting backroom deals while we sitting over here in this little corner with the people we think love us. But the truth of the matter, we just stay house Negro. Because when Black Lives Matter went down to the White House, Nancy Pelosi said, be nice to them, but don't help them. These are the people who're supposed to be our friends. Now, I understand a lot of people don't like Black Lives Matter. I don't get along with everything. I know their origin. I know all of our research. I know some of the top people and all that. That ain't the issue. The issue is the lack of respect, the idea of where they're going to go. You know, Hillary Clinton's favorite line to Donald Brazil, you know, you got to spend this money. Well, where are they going to go? So she didn't spend the money. Instead of people turning out to the polls, they stayed home. Unless black people voted for her, they voted for Obama, and she didn't make it. Now, if we're going to change the game, we got to be smart. You know good and well, if you was a dope dealer in the street and you got two different people got product, you're going to play both sides to get the best deal for you. So why won't we do that with politics? Why don't we do that? Do you know what would happen? I'm gonna shut down in a second. But do you know what would happen if every black person tomorrow voted for Trump? Then the Democrats would pull everything they could to get us back. Well, that's what they should be doing to stop us from leaving. Because when you look at our community, this is all Democrat run. Our school districts are Democrats in power. Our state people, our county people, our city people, all Democrats. Why are we in this damn condition?
Let me get to this woman on the line real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead there. Go to work. Don't be hiding.
Go to work. How are you?
Doing great.
Go to work. My girl.
So the brothers is getting all this criticism. You know, I haven't heard anything from P. Diddy. We played that a little bit. But we're gonna get a little bit more there. But Q's contract, I took a look at it. What's your comment?
My comment is I'm with you. Forrest, nobody else has written a proposal. Most naysayers, they haven't did the work. They like to complain, and they do have a viewpoint. Yes, everybody's opinion, everybody has the right to speak and so forth, but just like we keep circling around, if somebody is willing to meet with you about your viewpoint, about what you see fit to help the masses, not just your own inner family, then that means something. And so why is it so many people? Well, it don't even matter why it's so many people, but it is worthy to say that if you haven't did the work, you haven't even ever thought about creating a proposal. And just because Ice Cube is, for example, is in the media, been in the media, not just 5 years ago, not just a year ago, not just a spring chicken, but decades. And then just because he has a proposal, he shares it with information because we know of him and because he has some songs that he wrote when he was a teenager and so forth. And then you go back and try to use it against him. Well, nobody else would want that to happen to them. So if he's willing to try to help make it better for more people and future generations, because he actually does have children too, he's not playing around. This is not a game for him. And like, he can make money different ways. He doesn't have to make money doing it this way.
I really don't think he was really out to even make any money too.
Exactly.
I
but
read
that's what people, I know. But
yeah.
When we talk about the many things, like even the Great Depression, people talk about entertainment, they talk about sex, drugs, and money. And so at this time, we had a critical pass, and people are talking about money. And just like in Q's, he's in the proposal, he's talking about money, but not just for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to get around to that if they haven't been talking about that. But that's where most of the people have the issue. And some people are hung up with, back in the day, because I've been listening to the media too. Back in the day, people want to, because I did it myself. I want to barter with people. I didn't pay everybody to do, play a part in different things and so forth. But at the same time, they didn't pay me either. So I don't expect nobody 25 years later or 10 years later talk about, oh yes, she didn't pay me for such and such. But yet they don't remember. They're not looking at the fact that people want to help people right now. Yeah. People make mistakes. So just the same way we didn't like some of the things, or because we evolved, we got older, we understand, we mature, we have grandchildren and so forth. Some of those words and phrases are uncouth, and we don't, and he will tell you he apologized for different things. But at the same time, it was just, that was the day and age. Everybody does evolve. So we need to get people to understand it is a mindset, and people need to wake up and look at it for what it is. If you haven't did the work, shut up.
Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna get on this other thing about qualifications, but Clevo, want to add to that?
I feel like Ice Cube is on point, and I feel like Diddy is on point in a certain view. I just don't trust the government on either side. And I feel like if we as a people came together and start our own party, whether it's legal or not, that gives us all the power we need in this country to hold some kind of leverage. And if we, and I also feel like we need to not even look at it like that. We need to not look at it like as having leverage to either side, because we shouldn't even be trying to ask them for anything in the first place. If we get together as a people, what do we need to ask for? It's nothing. We don't have to ask for anything. See, we got to start looking at it like ownership completely, not just material ownership. We got to own who we are as a people. And once we own who we truly are and recognize and love ourselves, ain't no more asking for nothing. Whatever we want, we get. We ask. We don't ask them. We ask God. Ain't no asking. So we need to stop. We need to start creating our own, so we don't have to ask. That's just how I feel like that. So if Trump them talking about they gonna see about our contract or whatever, I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. But I respect Trump them more for sitting down to at least hear instead of Biden them saying, no, wait till after the election. That just don't sound right. Wait till after the election. That sound like you pimping me in some kind of way. Like, I can't get with that. You know, and like the sister say, everybody done said some stuff in the past and have evolved, and hopefully they have gotten better. But some things people say in the past is just how they feel, and that's how they always feel, and that's how they always gonna feel. You know, especially on racism.
Okay. Let me bring Umar in because I wanted to pray on the brother because the brother wasn't feeling good at all, Pastor. I meant to have you pray for him today before we even started. But go ahead, because one thing I want to get back to, whatever kind of political party, and what I like about both of the brothers' proposals, it's on the ground level. It's not where, oh, this is what it is, and take it or leave it kind of situation. All of them are asking for input. Okay, so all these haters out here, I don't even consider them, because like P. Diddy said, the political party ain't for all of y'all. It ain't even for all of y'all. So you nay haters need to just keep on going what you're doing anyway. Umar, come on in.
Thank you for this opportunity. Please forgive me, man. I'm feeling sick, but I had to call and respect the invitation that I was given. Major respect to everybody who has spoken before. I'm late on the call, so I'm pretty sure whatever I'm gonna say may be redundant. But I want to frame this in a spiritual sense, regardless of what your belief is. Everybody did not get on the ark. When it comes to Noah, he constantly warned people that something was coming. And in that warning, God gave people ample opportunity to believe and to come forth and assist with constructing this ark. On the day when the doors rolled up, people understood then. So going back to Big Mike or Killer Mike, P. Diddy and Q and Jay-Z, because this vision is way broader. You know, they are on something. They are on something. They are on something. They're in another tax bracket. They live in another lifestyle, but they staying tied to their roots. So for the naysayers, education is definitely needed to understand how the political system truly works, because it doesn't work. You should not get your information from memes. We should not get our information from those who oppose us. Right now in this election, a lot of this propaganda that we're seeing online is coming from those who oppose us. So we have to be, I think someone said we have to be way more smarter than that. And what the sister said, I think her background said, go to work. We have to go to work in building our mentality, our intellect, love, and mercy, so we could get on the ark. Otherwise than that, everybody can't go. Everybody won't go. And I pray that I have a seat on the ark, because I could be ignorant at times too. So, you know, with that said, I totally support everything that y'all got going on. I'm hoping whoever wins this situation, we can engage that administration with our agenda. Because without everybody has an agenda. Israel has an agenda. Republicans have an agenda that was created by, I think it was Newt Gingrich back in the 60s. Everybody has an agenda but us. And then my last comment, there are other plans that have been created, but this is the furthest someone has ever gotten to wake up the public. Finally, we have celebrities who are using their profile to advocate on our behalf. So may God grant our communities health, security, and protection. Thank you.
Only truly sacred.
I wanna well, we already started reach out to make contact with both parties, and I you know, just looking at the documents, there's a lot of people about capitalism, because you know, Cuba talking about the money and everything, and all of us have been through different stuff, know you know how money can make you greedy. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to go through that phase in life. You know what I mean? You ain't never had no money. You get some money, you lose your mind. You know what I mean? Till you realize how to handle some things. So it goes back to what Umar was saying, and all of it, education. Education is a discipline. You know what I mean? Especially with handling money. Because you can have all the money in the world and you ain't going to do nothing for nobody. What good was it? But some people are like that. That's how the industry got some people. They got them just for that money. Some people is in the industry, ain't got a dollar, but they celebrities. They want to be seen. You know, so you got to go through a lot of those different phases. So I think in terms of any kind of political party, there'll be dialogues on all those different subjects. But one thing I wanted to talk about was qualified. Because somebody said, well, he's not qualified because he's not a politician. What do you think a politician was before he got in office? You think he had some kind of brain? You know, I'm a politician, came out of his baby mama's womb with a politician brain. Obama was a community worker before he became president. So what do you mean by Cuba's not qualified? He's handling his money. He ain't broke. Okay? And so you want to talk about qualifications. So you want to move into areas like foreign affairs. Because Kamala Harris, foreign affairs. I'm not mad at no Russians. I ain't mad at no Chinese. I ain't mad at no Koreans. I ain't mad at no Afghanistans. America got us tied up with a lot of that crap. When I was in the Black Panther Party, we said we was against the Vietnam War. And they came down hard on us. Y'all militants. 20 years later, they want to recognize, oh yeah, that was a bad war. We got to quit letting white folks pull us into stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. And that was one of the mistakes Obama did. And that's one of the mistakes Kamala Harris gonna make. She gonna start pulling us into some of their crap. Ain't no Russians looking for none of us. Ain't no Chinese, ain't no Cubans, ain't none of them looking for us. So why is black folks mad at the Russians? Why are y'all mad at the Koreans? Why are y'all mad at China? It's like the old plantation day. Our master's sick, we sick.
Yeah, there you go.
Our master's sick, so we sick.
But you know, you hitting on something even that can go even deeper than that. That can go to politics. That can go to patriotism.
Yeah.
That can go real deep.
So
we need to be
qualified. I'm just saying, don't go for that qualification because I don't want to be qualified and try to kill up no Chinese, no Russians, no Koreans, none of them. Why I want to do all of that? For what? How did that serve our black interests? So we talk about what Pastor Shaw say, our interests, our tax dollars is going overseas. They could be building our community. But they got us. Matter of fact, we don't even be cheering on the war. We just go through la-da-da-da. They got a war. We got to pay $100 trillion for the war effort. Oh, ain't none of us been on no rocket ship. Oh, another $1 trillion going to the moon. So yeah, a political party got to address some serious stuff because right now, Obama over here talking all that old stuff with the Democratic Party, but it ain't got nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing. He ain't said one thing, one business we gonna get out of it, a gas station, a hotel. He ain't said nothing. A bank. This is what y'all gonna get. We'll give y'all 10 banks in every city. He ain't said nothing. but yet still he get $200,000 a year while he writing his book and lecturing. So I don't really want to hear all that what he really talking about. Because he was there for 8 years. 8 years. You can't tell me nothing. And the only thing you can tell me is that the system is set up to move slow. Oh, that's what you learned? I yield the floor.
OG, the thing that you're hitting on, look at this. And this is why we have to be careful. When we're looking at putting in a president and a vice president. Now, black people are in the street right now marching because of the fact that we don't get justice in the criminal justice system. But the man who wrote the laws that put us in jail is the president that we're backing. The woman who was the attorney general in California, who was cold-blooded on brothers and locked so many people up, who had the chance to change the system. Look at how they pushing mental health on us. These are traps. We got through slavery. We ain't that weak. That's imposing their weakness upon us. And we can keep going down the line and we see how we're being set up everywhere. And the words that you said, of everything you said, and you was talking real talk. When they sick, we sick. When white people catch a cold, black people catch pneumonia. And this is what we got to look at. So when they, look here, we're voting for people who are supporting having 8-month abortions. Now, what they do to trick us, I'm just showing you a game here. They say in the case of the mother's life, because most black people aren't educated enough to know that 95% of all births that will threaten the life of the child, they know about it at 4 months pregnant. So they can make a move, but that ain't even the cool thing. The cool thing is when you do an 8-month abortion, you have to kill the child. Because you can take the child without threatening the life of the mother. So if you do that, you got to kill the child. Now we got people running around here talking about, well, in the case of the life of the mother, this is how they set us up. Because my father was premature, him and his twin brother, and they were born at 2.5 pounds in 1928 and lived. So this is the way they play the game. They want black people on drugs, psychiatric drugs and stuff. We got to create these illnesses that black people suffer from. Same people who said that Martin Luther King and them was teaching us the illusions of grandeur and protest psychosis, then come back now want to make money on the other end, talking about how black people been abused by police and we need mental health service. No, we just need them to quit whooping our ass. That's what we need. We can handle that. We got the mental part. But that's not the way this goes. So everything is designed to misdirect us. And while we stand over here with the Democrats, we missing all the blessings of the Republicans. And the moment we get sucked into the Republican Party to where we act the same way, we'll miss the blessings of the Democrats. Because people court you when they need you, but if you show them they don't have to work for you, then you ain't gonna get nothing. I mean, that's the way it goes. It's a simple game and a simple process.
OG, can I say something?
If you know, again, it go back to like somebody mentioned agenda. You know, a black political party could set an agenda. You know what I mean? Because a lot of black people are not, you know, in agreement with abortion. You know, so they're on the Democratic side. You know what I mean? A lot of black people not into abortion. They don't believe in it. Okay, so like this is what I was saying about democracy. You know what I mean? It's like, but by only being two parties or the independent party, and we're not being educated, you know what I mean? We just choose a party. Well, I don't like the Republican, I don't like the Democrat. And I remember when I was an independent, I didn't know nobody that was an independent. I didn't even know where the independent party headquarters was at. I just knew I didn't want to be no Democrat and I didn't want to be no Republican. Okay. But when I went to work in politics, I couldn't be no political worker and not be registered to vote. That don't happen, okay? So I had to register. And most black people were Democrats. You know what I mean? So I think a party would both, like he said, would both include people that are, because you ain't gonna have an effective black political party if they don't have no connection with the other parties. Because you ain't gonna know what's going on in there. See, white folks spy on us. You open up an effective organization, be sure they got somebody in there watching. And that's what we got to be, like the spook that sat by the door. We got to be in the party, but not of the party. You know what I'm saying?
We need to be in every party.
Well, you got to be in the meeting to know what's going on. Okay? Yep. You're supposed to just bring that back to your real party. You know what I mean?
We need to start spying on them.
Well, actually, when I was in the party, I was a spy. You know what I mean? You know, when I was in the political parties, I considered myself a black spy, okay? And being a political animal, I wasn't finna do nothing for free either. I wasn't gonna be in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, but I ain't gonna make no money, okay? Just that simple. So I was an organizer. And that's what I think a black political party means, because if there's 30 million black people that can vote, that political party got to have the ability to deliver that vote. Doesn't say, oh, we all in the black political party, but it doesn't have any kind of organizational structure to deliver. It ain't gonna be no good.
This is Umar.
Yes.
Let's keep in mind too that there's a saying that goes around, you know, with us: if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. And we have to be heavily involved so we can understand what's going around. Now, the monies that the suggestion that the Republican gave Q, that money is not earmarked for black people. That money, that suggestion was only earmarked for a general fund. None of that money has been designated towards the black community. It's just a suggestion where it might come from. So going forward, you know, I just tell the people, understand your interests. You know, it's hard to for us, it's hard to vote. It's hard to vote as a Republican because we're not in that tax bracket. And by not us being in that tax bracket, we don't have some of the same beliefs that we could benefit from. And as a Democrat, we've been getting done by the Democrats too long. So I would just say to the people, carefully take these next few days. If you haven't mailed in your ballot or you ain't casted your vote, do your research and find out what party can benefit your tax bracket. And then, you know, because a lot of people switched over and voted for Bush back in the day. And like you said, he didn't do nothing but get us into a war. So, you know, just be mindful of those of who's a Republican and why they Republicans, because they're in a different tax bracket for their interests. Thank you.
Bobby Buck, how much more time we got? Okay. So, how many people read Q's stuff?
I read it.
I read it.
So, you know, people that haven't read it, I would just suggest you naysayers, you know, read it. You know, if you think you can add to it. But, you know, I like my brother Umar said, I believe in encouraging a person. if they got something going on. And so you see it a real good fact that everybody ain't on the same page. There's two groups of black folks out there. So when we be talking about organizing, just organize the ones of like-minded. You know what I mean? That's what I say. It's easier there. Because when you find yourself a lot of times trying to save some people who don't want to be saved. You know what I mean? And you waste a lot of time trying to save people who feel they didn't want to be saved. You know what I mean? And if Biden wins, whoever gets in there, you know, what we want to do, we got to do what we got to do. But if Biden wins, there's no doubt in my mind. You know, I listen to them now. How they, oh, we going to do this to the Chinese. We going to watch the Russians. Yeah, y'all ain't even watching the Ku Klux Klan. So, you know, we got to be real. We got a lot of work to do, whoever wins. That's what I'm just saying. Whoever wins, we got work to do if we're really going to be in this political arena, you know, and whatever. You know what I mean? We got a lot of work to do. That's where black people fall off. They get involved in politics, not as like, you know, professional politicians. They get into it emotionally. Oh, a black president won. Oh, he's running. That was emotional. That was exciting. I mean, that's something ain't nobody never seen. You got a chance to witness the first black president. And you got to witness what he did and didn't do. Okay? That's some experience that you probably thought you never was going to get. You know? So I believe in the political party. I don't know how they're going to structure it, but I believe that whatever kind of party we put together now has to be kind of a lobbying party. If you get you 10 million members that know how to lobby, you get a lot of stuff done.
Exactly.
You get a lot of stuff done. You don't need the 30, 40 million. And now, what I realized, that educational program that we wanted to do for political education, it's a must, because you got to realize, if you got a nephew or a son that's 13 years old right now, in 8 years when the voting right go, he can't even vote no more.
Hey, can I piggyback off that real quick?
Go ahead, sir.
So look, lobbying, very, 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 very important strategy. But lobbying falls up under a C4 organization, meaning a political PAC organization. If you're thinking that you're going to go start a C3, a nonprofit organization, in the nonprofit organization paperwork, you cannot make political endorsements. If you do, you're going to have to entertain both sides. So when it comes to lobbying, we need to identify which C4 PAC we're going to align ourselves with.
We talked about the Federal Election Commission, you know, last time we was on the podcast.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you can do all that under the Federal Election Commission. Whatever kind of political party you're going to start is going to have to be under that. But if it's local, you don't even have to register them, okay? You know what I mean? And another thing is, I say this all the time, in structure and organization. You know, I've had the honor to work with Umar. We can't be structuring our organizations like they do. We can't be talking about no Robert Rules of Order, all that ridiculous stuff that they be trying to implement into your organization. You got to run it with some common sense. You know what I mean? I ain't going to use that word Umar like they call me all the time. But no, we got to run it effectively. All that old, what do they call that stuff? What do they call that stuff when you start holding the meetings up and all that kind of stuff, all that old crazy stuff they got going on? No, we got to tailor-make our organization in a way that it runs, that is effective.
Yes.
You know, they say you can't do it unless you do it like this here. Man, you don't knock it off. This right here is a meeting. You got to have a board meeting. This is a meeting right here.
Aye.
A legal meeting. So, you know, we got to structure our stuff, advance it, you know, to a level that we can be functional on a day-to-day basis, using technology and everything else we got to do. Because we ain't got no chance to be playing these little political games You know what I mean? I mean, look at the senators, man. How can you be a senator for 30 years? What kind of government you think you running?
Well, you know,
You sit
Maxine
somewhere
Waters,
for 30 and 40 years. Man, that ain't no government.
well, you know, Maxine Waters been Congresswoman for 30 years.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because our leaders, well, our so-called leaders, never try to train those young people. They want to get in the spot and be them. John Lewis there 30 years. Do you know how much money John Lewis made in 30 years? He pulled in $100,000 a year. I ain't knocking nobody. But you got to start having some common sense.
Absolutely. That takes us back to education. We already, I want to say something else,
Yeah,
but we already know that we talk about closing the achievement gap. We talk about communication, and we got some people still trying to follow the hamster on the wheel. We still have people trying to fill the same little check boxes and dot the same I's and cross the same T's the same way, and not do anything in a creative way, and not come up to the times where we are, like what people were thinking about 60 years ago. That stuff is crazy. Just like the same thing about how they say Nevada is 5 years, still 5 years behind LA, and it's 45 minutes away. So why in the world, and this is emotional, that's true, but just to know, why are we still doing the same things and talking about the same thing and trying to do the same thing that we've been doing for 20 years, decades after decades after decades, and it's not working? We don't have the proof that if you do something different, that it won't work. So stop.
Yeah.
We need people to know that just because it was set up a certain way, that does not mean it has to stay that way. And that's the same thing with Ice Cube. It's a proposal, and he got more. It's not just his one mind. It was so many other minds, and he invited other minds, like-minded people with growth mindsets to add to it. It was an open document. So again, yes, it's emotional, but at the same time, objective, and we can be organized. And absolutely, we can have somebody like Ice Cube to orchestrate and organize, like yourself as well, to get more people to the table, like a think tank, like we were talking on the show as well once before, that if we can continue, and we have our Bobby Buckin producing all these shows at the same time, we know that it will work because it is dynamic. This is a meeting. This is real talk. This is real, and it's live. It's not pre-recorded. It's not a script.
Yeah.
Because life is not a script. And future generations, the way they have to live and be able to think critically is not a script.
That's right. That's right. We got to move things apart up to modern times, and this is how we can get there. I say the coronavirus was a blessing, because a lot of people wouldn't be doing what we're doing. And like I said, I voted on Trump for one reason, to see him screw up. And like I said, had he not screw up, these people wouldn't even be writing these proposals. None of this would even happen. If Hillary Clinton would have won, we'd be in la la land. And we need to get up out of there. So I know next year is coming, gonna be looking real good. I know this year is gonna be looking good for us. So I'm just sending this out to the haters out there. Y'all need to get off of that and try to encourage somebody. As Umar say, encourage. Quit hating. That's what we working against. And the rest of y'all that want to be on that hating, stay over there. Because I ain't worried about y'all. Stay where you at. Don't do nothing. Do what you do. Nothing.
Lose the apathy in our community.
Well, that's part of voter suppression. Once I can get you to the part, the only thing that you know, come on, man. I know I got some homeboys can tell you football, baseball, name up all the statistics, how many home runs somebody hit, how many bases they stolen, and can't name you the Black Congressional Caucus.
Speaking of,
yep.
What's up with that? What's up with them?
Oh,
we talking all these problems. Where they at?
Hiding out some damn where too. They ain't got, listen, the one thing I learned in politics, politicians ain't got no solution. They get their solutions from the people. That's why they steal your idea. You come in there with a real good idea, they'll steal it and take credit for it. They ain't got no ideas. The people know what they need. This is why I like about both P. Diddy and Ice Cube. We know what we need. Why are we waiting on somebody else to write a proposal on what we know we need? If I need some steaks, some hot dogs, I ain't waiting on nobody else to write that up for me.
Right.
So they got us believing that we not qualified. Well, he ain't qualified. No, they got you believing you ain't qualified. How can anybody be worse than Donald Trump? Come on. Who could you find that's gonna be worse than Donald Trump? Kanye comes in and out. He goes in and out, so at least you can catch him on one of the moments where he in and you can communicate with him. You know what I mean? Kanye I'm starting to think Kanye got more sense than a lot of people.
I'm over Kanye.
Yeah. He can walk up to Trump and go in his office. How many people out there in Zoom land can go see Trump tomorrow? Kanye can do that. That it's like the Jenga movie. He can go up there, he can go to Master's house, knock on the door. Everybody can't do that. Quit hating on. He got his name on the ballot, and then you had to pay for it.
Let's make Kanye the black president of our black party.
Nah, well, you know what? You probably get him in there though. I bet you can get him involved. Shoot.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, and this is why we can't get out our condition. They say a trap wouldn't be a trap if you could see it coming. Yeah. The thing that we can see coming is not the trap we got to worry about. We already figured out Trump. He's not what we got to worry about. We got to worry about the people who pat our backs and pretend to be our friends. Farrakhan once said, how we all prayed that God elected Jimmy Carter, but then we got Reagan? He said, because we didn't need another white man sitting up in that White House that we thought was supposed to be our friend. This is what we're trying to do today. We want to put a guy there that we think is our friend. The truth of the matter is we just got to find where the money is going. Two entities is summing this up. Who makes the most money? The prison industrial complex and the mental health field. That's where they want us, in mental health and in prison. And you will never figure your way out of it. So we got to quit falling for the trap, every single time. What is the saying that they say? If you can't find the sucker in the first 15 minutes of the game, you are the sucker.
Okay. I know one thing, don't neither one of them like us.
That's right.
It's a sad situation, but I'm glad, like I say, man, this is like wonderful for me because, like I say, we living through history and part of history that nobody have ever thought about, And then we have the experience of the past too. We had the experience of the past. So some of these games, like I said, I've never in my life heard this much talked about reparation, even though they did nothing. But you wouldn't even heard that during the Obama time. Not even the word was not even whispered. You would have heard nothing about no defund the police. You know what I mean? All these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff going on now.
Because we had a symbol of freedom.
Well, the one thing, going back to what Go to Work said, I was telling my wife earlier about the Vietnamese children. The Vietnamese fought the Chinese. The Vietnamese fought the Japanese. The Vietnamese, you know, they fought the French. The Vietnamese fought the United States government. And the Vietnamese whooped them all.
Yeah,
that was generation after generation after generation. You know, all them little kids, they knew what they was fighting for. Our kids, we go through a period of time where we go into a mental relapse because our parents don't never pass nothing down to us. I doubt, I don't know how much hope our parents even had. The only thing they passed down to us, that I remember, is we shall overcome. That one there, you know, and like I told them, I don't even want you to mention no American dream to me more. Don't even, Colin my hair, don't mention that word to me about no American dream no more. I don't want to hear that. I don't even want that phrase used to me no more. Don't tell me nothing about that. You know, because I know through all our history, Harriet Tubman led the way for what? Freedom. She wasn't telling me, I'm taking you nowhere where you can go vote or none of that stuff.
Whenever in the Bible God wanted to bring a nation down, he allowed them to have an evil ruler.
Yeah, Trump did a lot. He did to me. He did exactly what I didn't predict no coronavirus. I knew he would mess up though. You know, he messed up everything else he had. You know what I mean? His little college and everything else, he had already messed him up. So I just automatically figured, dude gonna mess this up.
When that virus happened, there's somebody that's coming from overseas and the American government still wouldn't shut down the airplanes. I say, oh, they want us to die. They still was allowing flights coming back and forth. I said, oh, they want us to die.
Well, because, you know, listen, what he just said about jobs. I was looking at the Black Panther Party 10-point program, and one of the things that said, we all want jobs, you know, full employment for black men. I don't want that no more. I had to tell some of the party members, we got to revamp that one too. I want my own business. I don't want no full employment. That's slavery again. Go back to the plantation. I'm not looking for no full employment.
That's right.
So, you know, we had to revamp that too.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, this is the proper time, you know what I mean? It's just a historical time, shoot. You know what I mean? The country is falling apart.
You know what? We can't depend on America. We need to depend on ourselves.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And we need to ally up with countries that are asking for us, like Ghana, South America, Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, countries that are extending their hand as we need the dual citizenship with them and reap the benefits and spread.
Yeah, well, that's taking our game to a higher level.
Yeah.
Regardless of what America do, we need to get up out of here and start. Listen, they did the same thing with Farrakhan. He went out and tried to make a deal with Gaddafi. They want to mess that up. Like I said, it's a good thing that all black people don't want to come together because we don't need to take them all with us because they don't let all of us go no way.
That's true.
So lead them ones that want to stay here. You know, they ain't saying I ain't gonna come back and visit. You know, I got dual citizenship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the same way, if we was our own independent nation, we would still have a relationship with the United States, with China, with Japan. See, America try to mess us up. We want you to hate the Chinese. Why y'all doing business with them? We want you to hate this person. Why y'all doing business with them?
Man, you know, we really know we can get along with anybody, man.
No,
it ain't us. It ain't us. We, like you said, we caught up in the mix, and we're also being used, you know, and abused in this system and society over here. And a lot of us don't even know it, don't even realize it. You know, if you don't have time to do nothing but go to work and come home and go to sleep, you being used and abused in this system. And then you pay all your bills and still don't have enough money to eat. You being used and abused in this system, and it ain't right. And you obeying all the laws, and you doing everything you can to be a model citizen. Yet you ain't having no kind of satisfaction financially, emotionally, or nothing, because you at work, you're always doing something, you never got no time for yourself. And that is a design. That's design. That's a design. And that ain't right. So how you have time to do anything? How you have time to free your mind or free anything when you always on the grind trying to keep a fucking roof, excuse my French, a roof over your head? How? You know, and that's all a part of it too. And so when that virus hit and everybody had to sit down for the months, can nobody go to work, and people start waking up and seeing what's going on, that was the change. And we need to stick with this change and keep that change moving, and don't try to take things back the way they were, because that system the way it was broke. It was broke, and it was breaking us. It was breaking us. You know what I'm saying? We need to go on and keep on pushing this and revamp and start anew. Like, real talk.
Well, any closing remarks?
Absolutely. Yes, I definitely want to say, yes, we definitely need to get to lobbying together. If we can get those 10.1 million. I know Reverend Shaw always talking about the amount of pastors that get together and to mobilize. So we definitely are at that pass. We have to mobilize right now. And then the things that we know that's not working, there's data, plenty of data showing that it's not working. We need to give ourselves permission to make something new work.
Yes.
Anybody else? That's a shot.
Education. All righty. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this meeting. We thank you for the words of encouragement that you sent through the mouths of those who were on this broadcast. We thank you for OG and Bobby Buck and every Brother Clifford and Go to Work and all of the people here today, Brother Umar, because we're the ones that care. We're the ones that's going to be used, and we're the ones that will carry out the will. We ask that you give us the power, the encouragement, give us the will and determination, and most of all, give us the strength to love our fellow brothers in this war. We say it in the precious name of all of the saints, and in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Amen. I got your cue.
Amen. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bobby Buck Promotions.
Yeah, y'all. It's a new day, y'all. Yeah. We got some business to take care of. Lots of business. But people are dying every day, shedding tears every way. Oh my God, I feel their pain. Oh my God, who's to blame? We need another day to see the light, a new way. Stop this fight. Peace in the hood is on its way. And peace in the hood is here to stay, cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way, cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is here to stay, cause it's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is on its way. It's a new day. It's a new day. Peace in the hood is here to stay. We gotta stop this violence. We gotta keep this peace. We gotta come together and do what's right, y'all.